Welcome to the Dawn Foods Innovation Studio. My name is Melissa Trimmer. I'm the corporate executive chef here. We're going to be making some fun, new, inspiring recipes today. Now it's time for Sweetheart Cherry Napoleon. The most important part of a Napoleon is the puff pastry. That's why I'm using Dawn puff pastry sheets. Let's get started. Puff pastry bakes up light and fluffy, which is perfect. But for this application, I need a really smooth, thin product. So I'm going to dock the dough to help me get there. You may be familiar with a donut dough docker. It has thicker tines. These thin tines are really important for working with puff pastry. Go over the dough twice. Be sure there are lots of little holes. Working quickly, we're going to cut out our hearts. The second most important part of this process is how to bake this dough. We can't just put it on a pan. Watch. So first, we're going to set it up the same way that I just cut it. Once the pan is prepped, we're going to top it with another layer of parchment and a second pan. The weight of that pan will ensure the pastry bakes evenly in the oven. Bake at 400 degrees until the pastry is toasty brown all the way through. If you lift the top of the pan up and the dough looks a little translucent, that's our cue that it's not baked yet. We're going for a nice golden brown. In the meantime, be sure to save your puff pastry scraps for other uses around the bakery, like palmiers. This puff has been baked and cooled, but I want to show you what you're looking for. Look at how brown and toasty this dough is. It's not translucent anywhere, and it's baked all the way through. Each sheet tray makes 2 servings, but these servings are large because they're meant to be shared. So I'm gonna go ahead and stack them up here, and then we'll make the cream. Notice how cleanly and evenly they stack? That shows that they were baked with a pan on top. This is really important to keep them perfect for layering. Okay, let's do the cream. This is a light and fluffy version of our classic custard. We're going to use speedy cream, which is a mix for custard. Except for instead of following bag directions, we're gonna follow a variation on the bag. First, I'm going to put ice water in the bowl. After that, I'll put liquid velvet top. Velvet top is a non-dairy whipped topping that's super stable. After that, we'll put the mixer on first speed and we'll slowly add the powder, remember that speedy cream, over the course of a minute. Next, we're going to turn the mixer to third speed and whip until it's light and fluffy. I find that takes about 2 minutes. Now it's time to build the pastry. The key is to work quickly before the custard sets. So we're gonna make this a 3-layer pastry. The biggest thing that you haven't seen yet is this gorgeous Dawn Exceptional whole fruit cherry filling. It's going to be hiding in the middle of our Napoleon, like a little treat for the people that eat it. First, we're going to use a straight tip. Pipe a little dollop here just to keep the pastry on the board. Next, I'm going to pipe little circles. I start at the tines of the heart and the end, and then fill in. Now we put in the cherry. And a layer. swing. One more round of cherries. And now for the top. Now it's time to pipe on the top. We're going to use that same custard, but we're going to play with our icing tips a little bit. We'll use a French tip, a star tip, and a rose tip. I'm going to start with a star tip. And for the final touch, a few seasonal sprinkles. And some fresh cherries. And voila, the Sweetheart Cherry Napoleon. For more pastry ideas and recipes, check out our pastry inspiration guide on dawnfoods.com.